Hey, what's up, guys? Nice here. So, I will like to think of myself talking about something that I had been talking to myself in a while that I had just been focusing on anything, and it's about identity. So, we all know we have our personal information. We know our home addresses, our names, our ages, our birth dates. We just know that. We know all the little systems, those security systems that you've been registered or you've been for writing an application, either online or physically on paper. They just had to gather out all your personal information and put it into place, and then knowing that little identity itself, because technology, thanks to the whole of technology, they have this whole little system that they created off of this little personal identity information. You could see it in like FBI or CIA or any kind of police departments. They're just looking for their identity, like fingerprints or blood, because those like DNA stuff right there containing, because whatever the stuff we have, it's like our DNA. They analyze the whole thing, get to the search, and searching for whoever killed this. Like for example, whoever killed this wife right here. Is it her husband, or it's somebody that her neighbor, maybe right close to you in the neighborhood, might be killing. That little identity definitely helps out to showing who they are, and not all of us they have like the same identity as everyone else. As of that, looking at the little piece of paper or checking it online to see if all your names, all your information is in there, and people want to talk about like an interview, like a job interview, or people have been asking you to like a new friend or a new person that you haven't met them for the first time. It's like, tell us about yourself. Who are you, and why would you wanna be in that job, on that job, for a specific reason? Well, because identity is just keeping yourself on who you are and just keeping it private. But if you want to have to do it public, just have to make sure you have to be careful on what are those things that you might have to say in the public. If you don't want to show in public, if you don't want to speak anything about your own private life, then don't. But just don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Just overcome your fears. Show them what you are. Know your identity. Feel like when you are that person, when you're that particular person, you are that person. Anybody could be you. Anybody is a person. Anybody is identity. There are different things there. So should have variety. Oh look, I have my something here. Look, I have that little fingerprints around here, around my bottle. I mean, it's a part of DNA, but if you look around in DNAs or anything like that, and you see there's a lot of identities for it, because you have that person, you have that power. And look at this thumb. See this thumb right here? I have a little different things, like a different rounds or anything. You can't see clearly though, but you can see all that little rounds there. You can't see it clear. You can't see it clear in this camera, because this camera's so messed up today. So you get the point. So you feel like identity has like a lot of things, like even your name. It's otherwise your name, your age, or birth date, or anything like that. You can post it up. Any occupation one, who you are and what you do, and what kind of occupation there is kind of included too, because like knowing that we thinking about this one is a marketing salesman, or thinking this is a policeman, but they didn't know, but you don't know that it was something else, because you could see like all the faces there. Every 10 if you have like a lot of people right here and you can see all those faces out there and you can tell which are who is the market salesman, who works at whatever this workplace they're working, and not so many people they say it's true because there's like an undercover cop or something that telling you a lie. Like it was somebody else's identity there, and then just giving you the fake one, and now just try to mess you up, and that it's like you don't know this person. That's a stranger. You don't know who this person is. You have no idea who he or she is. This person and who works at it. You don't know their identity. Unless if it's a related person like my aunt Carmi or my cousin Erica, you know that there's like a relation right there, a family relative right there. If they like to have the same DNA, like the same, it's not the same identity, but they have like a different type of blood. It's a different type of blood related. It's not like a sister thing. Well, we have like there are 6 sisters in a part of a thing. Because remember, I have like Lenorius, Canelio, and Bliss and Bowles. So that's like a whole jam pack of the whole family. But they are kind of related there, and it put into some identity. It's like, hey, I'm Michael Norris, and I'm the son of my mom, Elizabeth Norris, and then goes to Elizabeth Norris, and she's the sister of the Carmen Norris, and it goes on and on. Like I'm the son of my mom, and my mom is the sister of my aunt, and her aunt is the mother of my cousin, and my cousin is the cousin of me. There's like a connection to it, and there's like being known themselves they are, and then looking at yourself and our family, putting some family trees and documents. It's like ancestry or some kind of websites on the family tree there, and it has like there's like a DNA that it tells you where you come from and where everybody else and your ancestors or something like that, because I just keep looking at it, and I watch all the ads of the ancestry or 23andMe and a lot of things that I don't know, but it's just like all these things happen. It's like your identity. It's like this is who you are, and this is what you do. This is what. Would you really want to relate something and get all the personal informations to all of it? And then it's like people do you remember everybody's phone number? Because if you don't, well then you don't remember the phone number. Everybody has like memorizing like the phone numbers of everybody, every family member. They just try to call or. So then it's like me. I know my mom's phone number, but I don't know anybody else. Like Aunt Carmi's right there, like Aunt Carmi or Aunt Erica. It's totally different. It's like I don't even remember it because I don't know it, but I do remember my own phone number, and I just kept it there for a while, and that's what I was trying to make. So I was been telling myself like, hey, who you are? Do you remember who you are? If you don't remember yourself, it's like you have like amnesia and like you don't know your name. And then they're trying to tell you, they're trying to recharge because jogging up the memory of whatever all the things were there. So yeah, I do have lots of things that I own. I do put in myself and just keeping that self an identity and making yourself who you are. Focus. I just wanted to make sure that I want to understand that people who has like an identity, they have their own facial recognition, recognizing your own face, recognizing yourself recognizing your whatever you're supposed to be doing. And then one simple thing, you just put all your personal information on your internet or on paper. They might have to give that information, but unless if it's in permission, they might have to ask you a permission to know your personal information. They have any personal information on all our stuff. And if that's what you have, if you remember all kinds of information, if you look at the question very carefully, you will see the whole personal information or your identity might be simple. And especially all that credit cards and your photo ID or your identification card or verification cards and all the stuff there, it is now down to keeping ourselves to make sure it was like, sure it's not somebody else's but you. So we always just have to keep it little security there, because they put that the identity and put it into security, and they're gonna have to locked up your identity and just leave it there, leave it as it is. Nobody touches my identity. No, thank you. It's wow. And you know what? All identities might definitely make sense if you have your identity. If you have all kind of information, whether it's your address, your even your full names or your age, and write all the stuff right there. Just write down everything that you have known, everything you have been asking myself, and never ever share your identities, like your age or your address. It's just gonna get a little too far, because that's a negative thing. And if people know your identity and know where you are, that's like stalking, and that definitely kind of mess you up, and they're gonna stalking you or making like a paparazzi, making yourself being famous and just passing out who you are, just like being a crazy fan out there. And just kind of like a little related to moving to like a depths of into like a lot of people, and you know, gosh, there's so many ways that you might have to. That could be a negative things about it, and it could be like oversharing your things, oversharing your what you like, oversharing things, because I don't like oversharing. And that just kind of way too far from just preventing identity. You have to protect your identity no matter what it costs, because there's like a virus, people might have a scammers out there. They're might gonna have to take your personal information and just give you some more and more spam things. No, get out of there. I don't want those things. It's kind of messed up. And that's just so. But what the good point is? The good point is protecting your identity is the only way you could just keep it preventing from everything. Because I know we have our own personal information. I know what we're gonna do if we have, like, if we're applying something, if we are registering something, like for a job or a membership or anything that's really that kind of involve your personal information. We have to keep protecting our identity at all times, because if that happens, it might end up something bad, and just giving this person who are, or otherwise you might get murdered or get killed by somebody you don't know. But it's just identity. Boom. Just know who you are and just keep all that information to yourself. Okay? Let's end there. Okay. Well, that's a lot has been time for me just talking myself a lot of things over, because that I just kind of like pulling myself together and just fix everything that I might have to like saying something words, but you might just have to understand my point for that. Okay, guys, that is the end of this video. I really like this thing. It's just like there's so many things to talk for, but right here, being or having an identity of yourself, that's kind of help you out a little bit. All right, guys, that is the end of the video. And see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.